Greetings Rommies and welcome to RomRom, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to the first race of the T5 series, which as you can see drives on those wonderful machines that were the Class 1 DTM. We're not calling it DTM, we're calling it T5 series, or rather they are calling it that. But as you can see, they are also driving in a wonderful DTM track, which is the Lausitzring. Normally a tri-oval, but as I've only seen it when used for DTM, it's used as a roval. I hope the sound is a-okay. Let me know in the chat if you can hear everything loud and clear. We are at the qualifying. And if you have been following these ASRC races, you will notice some known names like Suvik van Leuven, or you cannot see it, Paparinopoulos and so on. Of course, some regulars from the ASRC are driving here, because driving these monsters is a joy. But there's also new names. In fact, we have a complete roster of different teams that we will get to know during this season, which is planned to go until, if I remember correctly, about middle December or something like that. Every week one race, or no, every week a collection of 2 races. First race is gonna be 20 minutes, second race is gonna be 40 minutes. The second race will have an obligatory pit stop where all 4 tires have to be changed. And at the moment we see Zenkov mistreating his car so that it jumps a little bit around, but that's what happens when you try to go very much on the edge. As you may be seeing in the tower, we are showing you also the team logos. We have seen to it that we can show you more than just names or so, but also now we have the team logo, so you can see who is driving together. And if you are missing Cody unluckily had to attend a family reunion, and of course family comes first. So today you won't be seeing him, but that's gonna change hopefully next week and for the rest of the races. In case you're new to what DTM was in its heyday, not what DTM has become now, but what DTM was. DTM was a series with cars that, while being heavily homologated, had different motors, coming normally from BMW, Audi or Mercedes. Aston Martin tried for 1 or 2 seasons to be there, but the cars always broke down and Aston Martin was not able to make it run, so very much like in Formula 1. Well, no, at least the cars now survive one full race if the window licker does not bin it once again. In any case, the cars were heavily homologated. Like most of the parts of the cars were homologated, which is something that not many people know. But it's also considered one of the most safe series ever. There was an accident with these cars where one of the cars was T-boned, and in spite of that, the driver only had a concussion and some headaches, and was able to join the series or rejoin the series about 2 races later. So imagine that, with high speed being T-boned, and you still not only survive it, but you don't break any bone and anything like that. It was a very secure series, and it was a very, very fun series. Two minutes until the end of the qualifying. Ooh, nice view. Nice camera. As you can see, one round around the Lausitzring in this configuration takes about 1.5 minutes. I suppose in the race it's gonna be 1:40 or something like that. It's got 2 parts that are from the oval, and the rest is just an interior very curvy track configuration. Nonetheless, it's quite a high-speed track, and a track that offers itself to a lot of overtakes and a lot of very interesting racing. I only started liking this track, truth to be told, when I drove it myself. I've driven this track very often on race room, and as a driver it's much more fun than watching it. And I gotta say, since I started driving it, as I said, on race room, the car was more fun, the track was more fun to me. So we are now on the second part of the oval. One thing that you will notice, if R Factor 2 here is set up similar to what DTM was set up, they don't take it too seriously with track limits. Also because when you don't respect the track limits, you either land on the gravel or on the grass, and it's not something that you want to do. Alright, qualifying time has ended. And we'll go over to the racing soon. The mod is a mod by URD, by the way. For once, it's not a mod by the ASRC, which is normally what the ASRC uses. Surprise! This time it's a mod by URD. Okay, and let me check one thing. We have Luca D'Amelio, Roman Ryadtsev, Filippo Caneo, and Sander van Leuven on the first places. Then Thiago Monteiro, Yaroslav Shelomanov, Timon Suvik, Pavel Ivashkin on the second 4 places. Rui Santos, Thiago Lapa, Sergei Zaposhnikov, and Luis Lobo in places 9 to 12. Roy Seifert, Matthew Maple, Alexander Orekov, Antonis Paparinopoulos on places 13 to 16. Zenkov on 17, Serafim on 18, Dobryakov on 19, Tsachakis on 20th. We still have a way to go. Uhilal on 21st, Lopez Garcia on 22nd, Kastelic on 23rd, Stepanenko on 24th. Nick, what are you doing? Zuralev on 25th, Krustalev on 26th, Fyodorov on 27th, Fedin on 29th, and Magnus Ockenhaug on 29th. Remember, the first race is 20 minutes. The second is 40 minutes with an obligatory pit stop where all tires have to be changed. I suppose that at the moment they are doing thingies in the server, and we will have the drivers on track quite soon. DTM at that time had standing starts, and if you watch to the low left of the monitor, you'll see this green thingy. On DTM times, on classic DTM times, this was how they changed the brake balance. And it was very interesting to see, while you were seeing cockpit images, how they were just moving it in and out and in during a race. We are on a small warm-up phase. Well, not that small, 5 minutes. Although in theory the race should be starting now, so I don't know. Maybe race control can tell us what is going on here, why we have this long-ish warm-up phase. You can see this is quite the populated series with 29 drivers. So We'll have to see where things happen. It's quite possible that there's a lot of places where things are going to be happening. We still have 1.5 minutes in the warm-up. Warm-up has ended. Still have 5 seconds. For all intents and purposes, it's ended. I'm gonna be showing you during the race some of these onboards, because I consider this to be quite a spectacular track, especially if you are inside of the cockpit. The race is on.
Good luck, everyone. Have a nice race.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
We're not sure what is happening right now, because we went from 1 minute to race to warm up to 1 minute to race. I suppose they are having some issues with the server. Trying to find out. And there we go, we have the cars already on track. On last. An introductory lap. And you see, especially Vashkin, seeing to it that he gets his tires warmed up before the start of the race. Quite hard on the car.
Good luck, everyone. Watch out in the first corner, please.
And the drivers are setting themselves up for the stands. You'll notice that the first corner is quite tricky, and it's always on the start a very, very tricky one. Belongs to the difficult corners in racing, as it's a 90 degree that then goes directly into a 90 degree to the left, which goes then into a small right corner, and that ends up being tricky. Green, 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 green. Ivashkin has a good start. Keeps his first position, but Suvik is trying to find a way around him. And we have a yellow already, but I don't think it's anything really bad. Some cars. Ooh, no, there was some argy-bargy back there. Let me check that out. A lot of cars. Finding the gravel. Somehow a better place to go. But at the front, Ivashkin, Suvik, Seifert, Monteiro have kept their positions and are preparing themselves for 20 minutes of a race. You can see in the images is quite a bumpy ride. So we have a distinct group at the front with Ivashkin, Suvik, Seifert, Monteiro, Piatsev, D'Amelio, and kinda Lapa in there, and the rest a little bit separated from those. First lap has been survived. You see that this is A, high-speed track, and B, a track that can be quite tricky. All those corners make it difficult. See after one lap the positions that the different drivers have gained and lost. No, that, yes. Why does it show Ivashkin gaining 7 and Suvik gaining 5 while our factor 2? In any case, Ivashkin, Suvik, Monteiro, Seifert are still in the thick of it, searching for other battles. We see some different groups of drivers, and we see Canio overtaking Maple. What else do we have? A little bit further down, Fyodorov and Van Leuven. Of course, the action is at the front. Let's go for an onboard. Well, let's go for an onboard with Suvik, who has Ivashkin in front of him. So this is the second part of the roval. As you can see, you cannot stand still. Not many places where you can take a breather. Suvik looks to the inside but thinks better of it. While this track is quite wide and therefore there is good places to overtake. As it's so high speed, you have Ivashkin locking the brakes a little bit. As it's so high speed, it's not that easy to overtake. He's cooking his tires a little bit with all those lockups. There's cars. This is the main part of the roval and the start and end straight. 15 minutes have gone already. Ashkin continues to keep his position. Suvik, Monteiro, Seifert, Ryabtsev. Those are the 5 at the front. Below those, some smaller, not really battles. The groups have separated themselves. So the only hot fights are really here. At the utter front. Monteiro looking at the inside, getting near to Suvik. Now it's a good moment if you take this corner well and you take more speed than the one in front of you, you can make good time. But Suvik didn't have any issues. And looked at the inside. Ooh, almost went into, yeah. Suvik almost went into Ivashkin, had to go on the brakes. Monteiro could not brake soon enough and got into Suvik. I suppose this is gonna bring some discussion. In my opinion, it's just a race. It's racing, but if race control looks at the data and decides differently, I wouldn't be surprised either. That means that Ivashkin for now can race safer. And the battle is now Seifert against Ryabtsev and Suvik against Uhilal. Suvik having gone down to 11th. Barinopoulos on pits. That has to be because of some issues after an accident. Because the first 20-minute race is not one where you have to go into pits in any way, shape or form. Following Seifert, who has Ryabtsev, Lapa and D'Amelio behind him. This track, as you can see, is more than enough cardio by itself, at least for the arms. Really get to develop all those racing muscles, because you go right, left, right, and so on in quite fast way. It ends up being a workout. But tons of fun nevertheless. We still have at the front this wonderful group of Ivashkin, Monteiro, Seifert, Ryabtsev, Amelio and Lapa, who are not losing space to each other, not that much. One small error by any of the four And the other is gonna eat them alive. And we saw Monteiro looking at the inside, but it's incredibly difficult to overtake at the corner. If you want to do an overtake on the start and end straight, you should do it while you are at the straight. So the best thing is to get out of the last corner with enough speed that you can be faster than the one in front of you. Trying to overtake at the end of the start and end straight normally does not end well. Vyatsev being dangerous to Seifert. Yes and no, not dangerous enough. So if Ivashkin is gonna be driving this way on the 40-minute race, he's gonna be overcooking his tires enormously. And see, if now Monteiro gets out of this faster, but he doesn't, he would be better on the straight. And while these cars have drafting, it's not enough to be able to get a good position, although Monteiro thinks better of it and even goes into the grass, which is a good opportunity for Seifert. Ooh, looks at the inside. Yeah, that's what can happen very easily here. And now the group of 5 has been converted into a group of 6, because between the first and 6th place there is there is not a lot of space, so anything can happen here. There's also this nice battle between Van Leuven and Ockenhawk. But at the moment I'm gonna go back to Seifert and Ryatsev, because those two want to have the better position. It's interesting, no? You can be driving so near to each other and still not find an opportunity to overtake if the cars are too well balanced. Van Leuven, DNF. Pity. First driver in the race who has to abandon the race. You can see in these images how near all the drivers are to each other. Not all the drivers, the 1st to 5th driver. What a distance they have to the other groups. The other groups don't matter to those. They're trying to be in front of this group, which Ivashkin is for now being able to keep, even if he, in my opinion, is overcooking the tires. But seems that for now, about 5 minutes before the end of the race is not a problem. Monteiro trying to find a way around him, left, right, left, and not finding it. there's you can almost not put a page in between these cars. That's how near they are driving to each other. Ain't that fun? This is what we love about Motorsports and Monteiro. Yeah, once again, he tried on the outside, but it's quite difficult. And some small bump here and there, which is to be expected with cars that drive so near to each other. And I think it was Ryadtsev. No, Ryadtsev got turned around by, I think it was Seifert or Amelio. Another one for race control to take a look at. And we see Monteiro. And wait, I only have 4 minutes. That's about 3 laps, and this has ended. I want to do something within these 3 laps. But Vashkin is defending quite well, and let me tell you, it's not easy defending here. Seems to be the better driver or have the better setup, but Monteiro now looks at the inside. No, the next corner is a right-hand corner. He won't be able to do anything with that inside. It's interesting. I'll have to talk to Ivashkin about how he could, his tires could survive this way of driving. Monteiro now looking. Ivashkin goes a little bit too wide, and Monteiro and Seifert use the opportunity and get in front of him. For 17 minutes, doing such a clean race, such a good race, being able to keep them behind. But you mess up once, and with such a tight group, you get eaten alive. I am aware that there's other battles happening, but at the front there is so much going on that is gonna be difficult for me to do anything else but watch at the front. I am aware that there's other drivers driving. Something seems to have happened to Ivashkin. He cannot regain the time that he lost due to that error to Monteiro and Seifert, who are now about a second away. One minute left. That's gonna be 1 lap, and then the race, this first of 2 races, ends. It's still more than enough time for Seifert to make good of the very, very thin distance that he has to maintain. I wonder, maybe this is going to be the last lap already, because it's only 30 seconds until the end. Have to see, could very well be. If not, it's gonna be by the skin of their teeth. Seifert trying to get the better position. He got a good exit. They are going to be racing another lap, and Seifert takes the first position with an incredibly good exit. As I said, if you come out of the last lap well, corner well, then you have overspeed to your opponent in front of you, and we are seeing the last lap of the race with Seifert, Monteiro, Ivashkin, Amelio, Lapa and Ryatsev. Seifert just bidding his time and then taking the better exit, and Monteiro has nothing to go against it by the looks of it. Always the saying, never give up until the end of the race. What else do we have? Ivashkin, Amelio, Ryatsev. And D'Amelio takes the place, but no, Ivashkin and D'Amelio are duking it out. While Seifert is gonna be ending this race as the winner. Monteiro second. Okay. Why does the system show me Ivashkin as second? Did I miss Ivashkin and Monteiro doing some having some issue? So by the looks of it, and at least based on what the system is telling me, Seifert, Ivashkin, Monteiro, Amelio, Ryatsev, Lapa, Orekov, Zenkov, Zaposhnikov and Krustalev are the first 10 drivers. After this 20-minute race, we're gonna see a 40-minute race. Right, small pause. Set up the server the right way. So you have to tend to some human needs. Now is the right time for it.
Good luck, guys. Please be careful in opening laps. This is important. Take care.
Right, race 2 is about to start. Or not. I'm gonna be discussing this before the next race. These warm-up, these long warm-up phases are a little bit too long.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Somehow R-Factor 2 or the server or whatever cannot decide what they want to do. Well, seems the cars are being set up. Starting round. With the first places in reverse order of the start of the first race. Chakis is in pit. I don't expect him to be racing. So, the start of the race. Let's see what happens after the first corner. The start of the race is gonna be D'Amelio, Ryadtsev, Kaneo, Khrushchev, Van Leuven, Monteiro, Shelomonov, Zaifat, Suvik, and Ivashkin. And we have 31 drivers in total. Our Factor 2 is gonna go bonkers. but then the cars park themselves for a very small time and then start the second race. 40 minutes around Lausitzring with one obligatory pit stop. And we go green on Lausitzring. Damelio, Ryatsev, Kaneo, Krustalev, and the first, the dreaded corner. Damelio goes wide. No, Ryatsev goes wide. Damelio uses the opportunity, gets the first position. Damelio, Ryatsev, Krustalev, Kaneo, the first 4 places. And let's see how long this is gonna be staying this way. Wow, they take that curb quite hard. For now, we haven't seen any issues there. But we have issues somewhere. We have a yellow. I don't see. Yellow is, let's keep at the top of the race. Ryatsev looking at the inside, but he doesn't get to do any overtake and he doesn't make Damelio nervous as far as I can see. End of this first lap, we have Damelio, Ryatsev, Krustalev, Kaneo, Van Leuven, Seifert, Ivashkin, Monteiro, Shelomanov, and Suvik in the first 10 positions. Sapochnikov just DNF. Lapa is in pits. I suppose because of an accident, but maybe that can be already counted as obligatory pit stop. Enio has been able to put some distance between him and the second, not very much, have a second, which is nothing in these high speed, right? But ooh, a little wiggly from Krustalev. Further down, we have these long, big group of cars. Not directly battling for position, but still, there's gonna be something happening here soon, I'm pretty sure. At the front, we have Damelio and Ryatsev. Guys now eating up some of the time. Right here is going to try on the outside, but you cannot make it stick right now. Change any moment, careful with those curbs. Curbs at the right hand corner are not something that you want to treat too beastly. Those on the third corner, the left-hand corner, you can go a little bit hard. Something has happened at the lightning. The weather risk. Yeah, we have wet weather condition, which means that the obligatory pit stop is gonna be is gonna come sooner for all the drivers than they all had expected. It's raining at Lausitzring. So you can expect the drivers to go into pits quite soon. And yes, DTM has, I think, just one set of tires for wet, which are similar to intermediates. But for now, I don't see any driver going into pits to change tires. They don't consider the track wet enough. So bad that this was not a mistake. It has cooled down a little bit, the whole racing, as you can see that the drivers are not pushing that hard, because of course when you're on slicks and it's getting wetter and wetter, you don't want to overdo it. Yatsev car went a little bit sideways there. We're moving down because we have a nice battle between Van Leuven and Seifert. Big here. And still, the drivers are not going into pits, or hoping that the track isn't gonna get much wetter. See. What else do we have? We have Shelomanov, Suvik, and Paparinopoulos. That's 8th to 10th position. Maybe that. Ooh! Suvik. I think it was Suvik's car got sideways. Therefore, he doesn't get such a good exit, and that's the opportunity for. Oh! Oh, heavens to Betsy. What's going on here? Just look one moment away to check something else, and we have one car off. Lomanov. Whoop. And the others. I think that the track is now getting so wet that the drivers are having issues keeping the cars on track. So maybe now they're gonna go into pits. We're seeing a lot of the cars having difficulty to keep the track limits. Yeah, we see the first cars going into pits, as was to be expected. Ivashkin, Shelomanov, Paparinopoulos, Lobo, Suvik, Ockenhaug, all in pits. Going for wet. intermediates. They, if I remember correctly, DTM at that time only had one set or one type of wet tires, because if it rained too much, they just canceled the race. Now is the time for those who drive differently to shine, as it's always with wet conditions. First, of course, ooh, who went wide? Very, very wide. I think it was Caneo, which gives the opportunity to Krustalev to get very near to him, but it's wet conditions. Time to go into pits, guys. Oh, you are in front, but you won't be in front if you don't change your tires soon. We're having issues with those tires. No, they keep outside. Oh well. It's their decision. It's their funeral. Caneo being followed by Krustalev. Ryatsev being followed by Luis Lobo. Papa being followed by Ockenhaug. And now Ockenhaug takes the position from Papa. Interesting, after that first round of people going into pits, nobody else. In this lap, nobody is going into pits. Alright, okay. I hope they know what they're doing. Outside, now on the inside. Cannot make it stick. We're watching Van Leuven against Seifert. Those quite wonderful. And I love this era of DTM. I didn't miss one race if I could avoid it. And Van Leuven goes a little bit wide. And Seifert is trying. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't shoehorn. That's not gonna help. He's trying to force his entry. But no. And once again, nobody else going into pits. All keeping the dry tires. And Van Leuven, yeah, it was to be expected. Seifert trying to get ahead of Van Leuven. And going too wide. And, from the way Van Leuven reacted, I think race control is gonna be asked to take a look at that, as I think Van Leuven expected Seifert to give the position back. At the front we have D'Amelio surviving quite well, having quite the distance, 6 seconds to Caneo. He, on the other hand, is being followed by Krustalev, who, as we can see, is very, 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 very near. Seifert, then followed by Van Leuven. Santos, Ryatsev. Ivashkin, who won the last race, or no, didn't, but was quite at the front, is on 14th, being followed by Fabian Walter. Do I see it correctly? The rain has stopped. So if those who went into pits changed into wet tires, they may need to go into pits once again. And those who kept the dry tires, while it may have been difficult to survive, they seem to have survived long enough to not have to go twice into pits. What do we have here? Kaneo and Krustalev. Is the only near fight that we have in the whole roster. Krustalev going on the inside. Blocking the brakes and just barely surviving. Ooh. Santos into pits. Remember, this is a 40-minute race and drivers have one obligatory pit stop. We go into pits at least once and change all 4 tires. As far as I know, in R Factor 2 you have to change them all. What was it? Automobilista 2? One of the sims allows you to just change 2 or so, which is bonkers, but hey. Maybe there's series that allow you to. Change only a little bit. Hey, and Seifert. Krustalev, I mean, trying to force his way after a small error from Kaneo. I think he thought he had a gap there, but he didn't. For sure, Krustalev is trying to find a different line than Kaneo. Now Seifert is in the mix. And whoops! Did he turn around Krustalev? It didn't look as if he was near enough. But it may have been netcode issue, because from the images here it didn't look as if he was near enough to Krustalev to turn him around. We're watching Suvik against Uhilal. What's happening with Krustalev? Oh, he has his buddy Ryadsev in front of him. It may or may not be a friendly exchange of positions. But let's move to Van Leuven against Seifert for third. what do we have here? Again, Uhilal against Suvik. And I think we're seeing a dry line quite well. And those drivers are also going into pits. So let's go further down. We see Santos against Paparinopoulos and Lapa. And if you think these DTM cars look a little bit unwieldy to turn around, yeah, they kinda are and were in real life. They were beasts. They were in parts as fast as Formula 1, with motors as potent as Formula 1, and a chassis made of plastic at the end of the day, that was more a cover for all the homologated parts than really something that made a lot of difference. For a while they had very finicky aerodynamics, but it seems that they didn't do much. D'Amelio at the front keeps being the leader with 11 minutes. Now in front of Van Leuven, who is going into pits. It's about the middle of the race. It's a good time for the drivers to go into pits. As far as I can see, D'Amelio has not been into pits yet. But I may be wrong about that. What else do we have? Let's go at the 18th place, Serafin and Paparinopoulos. Coming out of the pits and rejoining the race. Very, very near to each other. Both with new tires. On the other hand, we have Caneo and Seifert for second position. Well, no. I think Caneo just was a little bit surprised that Seifert went into pits and lost a little bit the way. Did brake soon enough not to go fully into the grass, but I think he was like, wait a minute, what? Who? Where is he go? Is he going? Yep, been there, done that. Between the rain and the pit stops, we see less battles at the moment. what do we have? Leuven against Ryazhev is what we are watching right now. Then we have, whoops, Valta, Monteiro, Ockenhawk. Although it seems Monteiro did a boo-boo, and we have Valta and Ockenhawk. Drivers are a bit all over the place in this second race. And it rhymes. I'm a poet. Whoa! What happened there? What was that? Was that Santos? No. One driver just went sideways without nobody being near him, and Ryazhev is gonna make it stick. Nope. Is not able to profit from that overspeed that he was having. I suppose D'Amelio wants to get around 20 or 20 plus seconds before he goes into pits. As he hasn't yet, and he's about 15 seconds away from second position coming. Both in the same team. And keep watching Van Leuven against Ryazhev. Because Ryazhev is trying to find the way around Van Leuven. Neo goes into pits. Van Leuven's car went a little bit sideways. Not heavily, but a little bit. So, this is the battle from inside Ryazhev's. Notice how hard they go over that. Huh? Neo has had an issue, went off track, has lost many positions because of it. We're watching Reinhardt and Valta for 11th position. D'Amelio is in pits. I suppose he's gonna come out in off pits soon enough, but let's take a look. Seifert at the start of the start and end straight. D'Amelio's already back on track. Yeah, he had enough time in front of Seifert to keep at the first position from beginning to end. What do we have here? Reinhardt, Uhilal, Valta. All trying to get into the 11th position. And here we go again. Riatsev against Van Leuven. Riatsev trying to find all different driving lines to get in front of Van Leuven, but nothing seems to work. See how scary that first corner is? The whole track is that relentless. Only the two roval parts, two oval parts of the roval are a little bit of a breather. Whoa! Ah. Trying to find the way is not easy. Let's move down to 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th. We are all now quite near to each other. We see that the sun is shining once again and the track is dry once again. With a little bit over 8 minutes until the end of the race. Can rain? It can rain, but I don't expect it to. The thing with this track is because it has so many corners, there's always a point where you think, I'm getting near to the one in front, but it's only that the one in front is braking because of the next corner, and you will be braking also soon enough that you're not getting near. Ooh. Khrushchev's car got a little bit squirrely. Uhilal trying to get in front of Walter, not getting that done. For the moment we keep with this group. Racing for points. If any of those is able to get in front of Khrushchev, taking away his point. Here's what Reinhardt is trying to do, but he goes on the inside. Khrushchev closed that door quite well. Difficult to find a way here, and behind those two, all the others are trying to get a better position, and because of that battle, they are faster and they are getting towards where these two are, but they are not faster than those two. Oh! Walter's car had a moment there. Don't try to go 3 wide there. DTM was always a contact sport, but don't exaggerate. Oh, and there we go. I say don't exaggerate. And what happens? This track can be quite finicky. Cars are often enough off balance, moving the way around, so it's easy to lose control. 5.5 minutes until the end of the race. So at the front, D'Amelio 10 seconds in front of Seifert. You see, if he doesn't lose his cool, I don't see a way that he loses this race. So at the front, things are quiet-ish. The positions 9th to 15th. There's a lot going on. We have Shalomonov and Krustalev battling for 9th. Reinhard, Ivashkin, Uhilal and Lapa battling for 12th. We have Serafim and Lopez Garcia battling for 17th. Move to the battle of Reinhard, Ivashkin and Uhilal. Bumpy track. See all cars bumping around. Trying to find a way around each other. And, I think you're starting an overtake, but the one in front of you is starting also an overtake, and lucky if you weren't near enough to... Okay. Ashkin's car went a little bit sideways. In 1.5 minutes to go, this is quite shortly gonna be the last lap of the race. So we have a bumpy road, a lot of corners, quite strong corners, so you end up fighting as much for the car to keep on track as you are fighting against the other drivers. Not fighting is D'Amelio. really in front. Oh, bumping going around. They said, hey! Pashkin losing position to Lapa. Lots of racing going on here in the last lap. Let me see where Amelia is. Ooh, Lapa loses control of the car. I think that happened all alone. If it was not netcode. Yeah, so we have still one lap to go. Amazon. Ooh. Oh, whoa! What happened there? One of the drivers just lost control of the car by themselves. Let's move to Lobo against Tava. Check what Melio is. Melio is gonna win this second race. White uncontested. All easy peasy. If we don't count that this is not an easy track. Amelio wins the second race of the day. We have Amelio, Seifert, Van Leuven, Ryatsev, Santos, Lobo, Caneo, Suvik, Krushtalev, and Shelomanov as the places 1 to 10. So we are going to have Nick Stepanenko, the organizer of this race, soon in our commentator's booth. And after him, we're gonna try to get Amelio and Ivashkin to talk about the race. Hi, Nick. I have to allow you to speak or something like that? I don't think so, right? Hello, hello. Discord been doing its Discord things. Oh, that's it. Input. Just one moment, guys. Just one moment. Hello, hello. I think
Yeah.
now I can. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Sirta.
I can hear you. You can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great.
Also on the stream, let me check one thing. It's yeah, you are on the stream. Can see here. So, how did you feel this race?
It was fine. First of all, hello everyone. It was hard on turn one and into the first few laps because the P2 was really on me. He had slightly more pace into the dry, but yeah, at the end I think I don't know what happened. I think he spun something like that. So yeah, it was tricky race, mostly also with the wet to dry to wet and wet to dry experience.
Yeah, the wet moment was very short. I pity those who thought it was gonna get longer and went into pits to change tires, because I suppose they went twice.
Yeah, exactly. And we had actually a moment with my teammate. We were about to split up, and he was about to pit, but at the frame he actually was almost into the pit entry. The rain stopped, and so the timing was really tight. But yeah, at the end I'm happy that we both made me and Filippo the best decision for the race.
So there was more luck in there, as one would suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Lausitzring is quite a difficult track. I was saying during the race, because it's got all these many curves. Like it doesn't end. The only two places where the corners end and you can take a breather is in the oval parts. But the rest is one corner after the other, and it's a bumpy road. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And you mentioned the oval, but even the oval itself is not really easy. Mostly when you need to pick up the power at the last corner exit.
Yeah.
It's really tight because the car is really nervous in there. So yeah, it was tricky also the straight.
Yeah. Also because that's something that was not so visible in the stream, but if the track mod is as near to reality as these track mods normally are, it's also bumpy on the oval parts. So yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Only the oval parts. Mostly, a lot of corners are bumpy as well, especially the mid-speed corners.
I don't see who was talking there, Van Leuven or Amelio?
Oh yeah, that was Luca De Emilio was talking right now.
Okay.
So race winner of the second race.
Congratulations on that, mate.
Thank you everyone.
Yeah, congratulations. Maybe Sander can go next.
Hello.
Hi, Sander
can
Van
hear you.
Leuven.
Good evening.
How are you? How did you feel the race?
Which one, the first or the second?
Okay, tell me what the difference was. If you're asking like that, you noticed a difference.
Well, on the first race it was a lot of chaos and I had to retire.
Yeah.
And on the second race I finished third, so there's a big difference in there. The first race, yeah, I just I'm speechless about what people were doing. It was crazy. And in the second race, I'm not gonna talk about it further because I'm not gonna say good things then. The second race, I had a pretty decent start, just kept my position as planned. And then some people in front made mistakes, and then I ended up in third. I did not know I was in third, and until like the last 5 minutes, I was like, oh wait, oh, I'm fighting for third. So then I just put the pace down, put the pedal down, and then it went pretty good. I tried to go for an undercut and the guys in P2, but then I spun, so I lost that. Otherwise, I would have probably finished P2. My defensive driving was really great, so. But the rain was unexpected and very slippery.
And very short.
Yeah, I was ready to go onto the rain tires, but then I saw the rain like lessening, so I was like, okay, wait, I'll just try to keep it on track and drive it out, and then that got me P3. So that's nice.
Similar to what happened to Luca.
I haven't heard his interview, so
it was similar. He wasn't, but his teammate was about to enter pits to change tires, and then the rain stopped, and he said, "Oh, I'm keeping outside." So yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, well, that's kind of the same as I had. Yeah.
And
it was a fun race.
How is the URD mod? I haven't driven it, so I don't know how it feels. I know the DTM cars mostly from Race Room.
It's quite weird to drive fast because if you want to drive fast with this car, you kind of have to drift. That's what I saw in qualifying, at least. I was like a second off, and I was like, how? And then I looked at the onboard of the other guys, and they were just drifting everywhere, which was kind of weird for me, because normally it's not the quickest way around the corner, of course. But after that I qualified P5 with little practice, and this car is a handful, so that's pretty decent. And then during the race I was learning, and I think my pace at the end was the same as the guys at the guy in P1. So next time if I practice more, maybe P1.
We'll be there to watch it. Congratulations on third. Nick, were you also driving the car, drifting the car around?
But maybe not for being fastest guy on the track. I drift a lot, but it's not for speed, definitely. Well, yeah, I have pretty decent races. Well, first of all, I'm happy to see everybody on the track, because like today there was a lot of cars, and at some point I kind of feel that this track, it's like, which is like originally that's the oval track, right? So
yep. Well, it's a tree oval to be precise.
Exactly, but it still feels like it was really tight, and especially on the first part of the track, first sector, there was a lot of tight corners, so it kind of feels that there is not enough space for all of us. But luckily we succeeded, even with the more people on the second race, after Benjamin and the second, sorry, I don't remember the name of the second driver that was replacing in Roy Seifert's team. After they joined, but still we had like
Walter.
Pretty decent race. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had a decent race. Well, personally for me, it was ended pretty much fast in the first race, because I was in a collision and a big shunt the back straight. But the second race was more interesting for me, because I had to fight for position with many guys, and yeah. And I also wanted to say thanks to Henk-Jan Steinecker. He prepared the setups for our team for this race. It's still, there is something we need to work, because not everyone in our team are comfortable with the car right now, but it's quite decent setups, so big thanks to him. And yeah, we will work more for the next round. For next round will be the Oschersleben. I think that's more flat circuit, not so bumpy as Lausitzring.
Yeah, but the first corner is even more complex or difficult to navigate than the first corner here at Lausitzring, and that's saying something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's that's the pretty much famous turn, because there is like a large pile of tires in front of you, and you have to be fast there, but still you have to keep your car safe and as far as possible from those tires. So yeah, that will be a challenge, definitely. So yeah, we're expecting a good race next week as well. And I want to say thanks everyone who came today, and thanks to you, Serta, for this broadcast. I think that was really looks really great. So I'm looking forward to watch it. And yeah, congrats to the winners. That was a really decent fight up front, according to what my teammates said. So yeah, that's me.
So, as you have heard, dear viewers, next week, 17th of November, starting 2000, we'll have the next broadcast of the T5 series of the ASRC at Oshasleben. By the way, Nick, why T5 series?
That's because originally this mod called T5 series. That's how URD call it.
So they were being careful and not calling it DTM because these cars are clearly the DTM Class 1 cars, which for me were such a joy to watch.
Yeah, that's true, and it drives really well. It looks fantastic in my opinion. Those cars, like, they are really great cars to drive. And yeah, that's a payware content, so it has to be called in a different manner, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. In any case, next week, same place, but not a same track, Oshasleben, which many people hate. I love it. And I understand why there's that hate for the first corner, but I love that, well, that first two corners. The one is a 90 degrees left, and then you have the long winded, almost not 360 but 270 degrees to the right, which can be the end of your race if the first corner wasn't. In any case, thank you very much for being here for the interviews. Congratulations, Luca. Congratulations congratulations, Sander, for the third, Luca for the first. And until next week, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium. Bye.